Teresa Mosman.
Here.
Jackie Burke.
Here.
Lynn Lukes.
Here.
Sharon Barkema. Don Sanders.
Present.
Okay, I need a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Jackie? Is there a
I'll second it.
Jane? Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion passes. Okay, our first item is for the 2016-2017 fees, preschool breakfast, and that will be raised by 10 cents from the previous year.
So the paper that we have, is that
Correct.
showing the 10 cents increase?
Yes.
So it's $1.60 now. So you're raising just the preschool breakfast, or you're
We
raising
had
preschool
previously
through 12?
adjusted.
We
Okay.
already approved all the other ones, and now we just have to be omitted.
It was, okay, so the preschool breakfast has been omitted. So what is the price that we're,
160 is what they want to move it up to. It was 150.
It's correct now. Okay, on the page it says preschool through 12. So are we approving preschool, or are we approving,
Kevin.
Just preschool.
It's $1.50 now. They want to bump it up 10 cents to $1.60.
for just the preschool, or for
Yes, 'cause all
preschool
the
through
other
12?
fees-
No, preschool.
Well, yeah, preschool through 12, sorry, yes. From $1.50 to $1.60.
Preschool through 12.
Preschool through 12, okay. I have a, do we want to do a motion and then do
Let's go
discussion?
ahead and do a motion first.
I'll move to increase that by 10 cents.
Thank you, Jane. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Jackie? Okay, now let's discuss it.
Is the hot lunch fund in need of more money?
Just that one to stay in comparison. We were supposed to go up 45 cents all at once. We were going up 10 cents a year to meet federal standards also. But that's the only one they did not increase at the last meeting.
That still didn't answer my question.
It does-
Is the
yes,
hot lunch
and-
fund in need of money?
Total budget? No. For that part, yes. You want to bring them all at the same time.
There's regulations that you got to follow though, right?
Yeah. But
I don't understand the regulations for costs. Is it costs? There's regulations for costs for hot lunches?
there is also now, yeah. The federal will look at our whole thing, and we have a minimum we can charge, maximums, and we're trying to hold it down as much as we can. We've raised it very little in the last few years.
What is the minimum we can charge?
I'll have to go back and pull the records.
And what's the maximum?
Whatever you want for maximum, but we don't want to do that. We just want to do the minimum we can, and that's the
Do you have any idea,
recommendation.
Not
Off the top of your head, okay, thanks.
This hasn't been raised since Cam's been the food director, so
I,
say 3 or 4. I'm just thinking it's been 3 or 4 years, so.
personally, as a board member just coming on, I need more information. I looked at the hot lunch budget at the end of the last meeting, and the balance is $63,000.
Yep.
So I don't understand how increasing breakfast by 10 cents, why is there a need?
Well, you want to keep a budget up there because equipment's extremely expensive.
So do you have an equipment list of things that we're planning on purchasing in the next 5 years?
No, I have those for this year, which we just purchased, we're installing now.
Okay, so
I don't know if that's
that
been
will
paid for yet or
reduce-
not.
So that will reduce the budget by, the ending balance from last month by how much?
We don't have those exact things. We'd have to research it, and that's why at a board meeting, well, you should start off, ask those questions ahead of time, let's research it. You didn't know this was coming up, so you didn't know. Kim would be the one to, if you want to talk to her at the next meeting.
Yeah.
But if you want,
Does all the equipment have to come out of that fund?
yes.
Can it come out of the other
Well, you
fund?
can't go 1 cent and other, but it should be self-sustaining there, and so far it has been.
Yeah. I would encourage you for the June meeting to make sure that we have all the information that we need to make decisions on that. I would actually encourage the board to not increase until we have more specific information on why we're increasing by 10 cents when the ending
Okay. balance
was at 63.
So you need to tell me then what carryover you want to maintain. Okay.
What is the carryover going to be?
Right now, I think she just said it was 65,000. You said that. I don't have it in front of me.
Okay.
We can sure look it up, but we're trying to hold down as much as we can. We've raised it as little as possible, all the way across for at least the last 3 years.
I totally agree, but I think there needs to be a plan instead of just arbitrarily raising breakfast 10 cents.
It's not arbitrary.
Well, then, if you could present me the plan, then I could vote yes for it.
We'll give you the information we have.
Okay, that would be great.
So there's been a motion and a second. Do you guys want to vote on this, or you want to table it?
We'd have to move to table it.
I think you should go ahead and vote. Give a motion.
Okay. It's been a motion and a second to increase the breakfast lunches by 10 cents to $1.60. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no.
I'm gonna
No.
do a roll call vote.
Okay.
Turner,
No,
Sanders,
No.
Mosman,
No.
Burke,
Yes.
LaRue.
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay, I guess we're gonna table it until next meeting. We'll revisit that.
Can I ask a question kind of related to that? Why is, if you were to just buy milk, 50 cents, but if you were to get it with your lunch, it's between 10 to 20 cents? Why is that?
I'll have to look and see. Milk is a real problem because we bid it out,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't keep the bid because escalator, anytime the weight goes up, they can automatically increase it. And that's an issue with milk going up and down.
But you
As far as
pay
how
a
it's-
set fee, like if you're a preschooler and you get milk, you pay that at the beginning of the year, but it's quite a lot less as if my children were to come in with cold lunch and want a milk, as opposed to just eating their school lunch. It's a very big difference there in the price, and
We
I'm
have a
just
huge
wondering why.
free and reduced number also, over 55%. And so that may come into effect too, but I'll have to look it up.
Okay. We're gonna table that until the June meeting, and we'll get more information for everybody. We're gonna move on to employment.
Is that actually what we decided? I think we voted it down.
We voted it down.
Voted it down.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we have to.
Okay, then okay.
We're gonna get
We
more
can bring it
information
up.
for you
Yeah.
Okay.
at the next meeting.
Then I think you need to have a motion to table it then.
We already voted it down for this meeting. We'll bring it back to the next
bring
meeting.
it back.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Employment. Nicole Nelson for elementary art. Is there a motion?
She's not here, is she?
Okay.
Sarah's.
She's in Chicago.
Yeah, do you just,
Oh,
want
she's-
to give us some information? A little bit?
She's got 7 years of experience. She did that early in her career, then she took off. Her husband worked for GM, so they moved around every 9 to 18 months, which is hard on a career. She had small children, ended up in Detroit, decided to homeschool her children for that period of time, and now is looking to get back into a teaching career. Her husband owns a business, so he's able to relocate. She teaches private art lessons and is a nationally recognized speaker, and was one of those interviews where you wanted to join the class before you ever hired her. So super candidate, I think.
I just wanted to hear a little bit of information about her, since she wasn't here, so. Okay.
Thank you, Sarah.
I move we hire Nicole Nelson for elementary art.
Thank you, Jackie.
I
Is there-
second that.
Done.
It's okay.
Okay, is there any more discussion?
Just to remind you that, the assignments are done by the administrators. It's what's best for kids, we believe. We'd like to see 2 teachers in the high school, 2 in the elementary, so that kids have a choice as they do math, science, and everything else. So I wouldn't dedicate that has to be as K-6. She's K-12 certified, as we would hope anybody would be. Gives you flexibility, but it helps kids.
So what steps are we giving her? What credit?
So it's up top.
Sorry,
Steps.
what?
BA7.
BA7, okay.
Mhm.
And she's doing K-6.
She'll be involved in elementary and secondary.
Okay. Jackie, would you be willing to amend your motion to indicate that we're hiring her at BA6 or BA7? 7. I think it's important that board minutes reflect what we're hiring people at, not just that we're hiring them.
Is that legal to do?
Oh, I'd recommend you go K-12 because it gives you flexibility.
No, she's saying to actually state that it's BA7.
Oh.
What
What her
step?
step is.
Okay.
Yes, and it's legal.
Yes.
Okay.
It actually protects the board.
And why is we have her for elementary and you want her for
Say it again.
high school too? This just says for elementary art. We're hiring-
That's the one we're hiring for. Okay. But assignment-wise, administrators can assign either one. You have two
Right.
teachers, why not use two teachers?
So it doesn't matter what
Right.
it says you're hiring her for then?
No,
Right.
it should be an art.
Okay.
So would you be willing to amend your motion?
I guess I can. Then we have to vote on the amendment, and then we'll have to vote on the
Yep.
motion. Okay, I move that we hire Nicole Nelson for the elementary art position at BA7.
Can I second that?
This states that teacher's salary will be adjusted upon completion of negotiations and board approval. How are we
We
coming
have-
on the
That
contracts?
was offered to her before that everything was final.
Right, how are we coming on all the
They
the
haven't
other
ratified
contracts?
yet.
We still haven't heard word from back from Drew?
Mm-mm. Kevin's been in contact with them. Contracts are done, we're just waiting.
With the IRS is what they're getting hung up on. Everything else, TLCMU is good, numbers are good. It's literally just the HSA, TSA language with the IRS that our attorney and the union are trying to work out. Classic communication.
Okay.
Do we remember what the wage salary is? And is she doing the TSA? I mean, do we?
It's still not, they haven't said that.
Okay.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second to hire Nicole Nelson for elementary art. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion passes.
Okay, that's the amendment at BA7. We voted on the amendment at
Now you gotta
BA7.
vote.
Now we have to vote on the amended motion. Robert's rules of order.
So,
We just added BA7.
once again, we'll do a vote for hiring Nicole Nelson at a BA7. All those in favor, please say yes.
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 Those opposed, no. Motion passes. Okay, we'll now go into closed session.
There's to be a motion to go into closed session.
Yes.
I move we go into closed session.
Dawn, is there a
I'll second
second? Teresa. Vote.
I need to read the reason why they're going out.
You need to read while you're going in.
We'll be going to closed session for bargaining strategy session. Public employees may hold a closed session to conduct a strategy meeting concerning employees covered by a collective bargaining agreement.
I think there's a question.
Starting in.
No, we don't.
It is 8:49.
Okay, I need a motion to approve the administrative contract proposals for the 2016-2017.
I move that we give the assistant business manager and the board secretary a 28-cent per hour raise. And we give the high school principal, the elementary principal, the business manager, the technology liaison, a 1.5% raise. And then on the athletic director, their contract, a 1.5% raise. And the special education director, on their half of just the administrative contract, a 1.5% raise. Oh, yes, I apologize. And on the elementary principal, we want to add a $2,400 TSA.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Teresa? Is there any discussion? We'll go ahead and vote. All those in favor, please say yes.
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 Opposed, no. Motion passes. I'd just like to say Memorial Day service that we had here was wonderful. The band played 7 arrangements and the chorus did 4, I believe. And it was really good. It's just amazing how good those kids do. I believe it was the group that's going to New York, and it was just wonderful.
And they left today.
They love
Did
it.
they?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Yes.
But that was a special treat to have them stay afterwards and perform more than just that Memorial Day service.
And our next meeting is
June 9th,
June 9th.
Regular
next
time.
Thursday,
It is
7 p.m.
illegal.
There currently is not a ball game scheduled. However, if there gets one rescheduled, would the board be willing to consider going at 7:30?
Oh, fine. 7:30. I just can't change the date because I'm out of town on next week.
Yeah, if we could, because
You
then
know,
that,
on our monthly regular meetings, we try to hold the same. You know,
Okay.
this is a special meeting and we kind of, this is our second choice, I guess, or whatever. So,
Sure.
we try to make it work for everybody, but it doesn't always.
yeah.
We can wait and see if there's something. You know, like at 7:15, we can start, maybe, you know, if there happens to be a home game or something, but. there's
Yeah,
nothing
if
on the
it's-
schedule.
Well, and I think for next fall, we should take a look at the day.
Correct.
I don't think it's set in stone that it has to be Thursday,
Right.
and
I
I get
agree.
real tired of being on top of concerts, you know?
Yes.
I
that's
think
true.
the 7 of us can reschedule a lot more than 200 kids for a
Right, I
concert.
agree.
And maybe with the new superintendent coming too, he might. It's good talking.
How far do you go back on Thursdays? They have more than Thursdays when you were here?
No.
Sometimes they're on Mondays.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they were
sometimes
always
they're-
on Mondays for the longest time.
Yeah, they're on Mondays sometimes, they're on Tuesdays sometimes.
Maybe it depends with
With
what
the board.
sport's going on. too,
Yeah,
at that time of
well, and
year.
actually, each time the board changes, then the board decides when they want
Right.
to hold whatever works
Right.
best for the entire board.
That
So-
was not true this time, we were just told when we were gonna
Okay.
meet. But
Okay.
in the past, I believe that the board has decided when they
Okay.
were going to meet.
Yeah,
You know, if you do notice a conflict, let's try to get everybody on the same page ahead of time.
yeah, yeah. I did check the schedule, and right now there is not, well, you know what? I checked the old schedule. There was an updated schedule this last week, and so, but, I mean, for right now, the only way that I'd be able to attend a ball game now is if it was at home, because everything else is too far away to be able, like tonight with Garner, I could have driven up to Garner, and if the meeting would have been moved to 7:30, I could have watched all of the softball game
Right.
and then been here on time for that.
Some of them are gonna be rescheduled. So we don't know yet.
Yeah.
And my understanding is that there were 2 schedules too. that
Yes, we don't know.
There was
Yes.
a discrepancy. What was that about?
Do you know anything, Trish? The school one was different than the paper one, and they were all different.
And the one that the athletic director handed out was different. Is that
Kelly, do you want to,
true?
do you know what's going on there?
I just know that there was a number of different schedules, and when I emailed Mr. Parker about it, I never got a response. And I just asked if we could get one that was consistent, and when I asked, I didn't get a response.
Okay.
One of the issues that, they had new conference, new schedule, it just came out for next 2 years. All the elective ones are done with contract individually. So I don't know if everybody's looking at what's your favorite ones you had in the past, and you have to lose that now, some of them, because you have more schools in the conference.
It's my understanding the one on the website is supposed to be the most accurate. He's supposed to be keeping that up.
And then Trish, will we have like the little planner calendars with the stuff on it for the fall?
The student planners will have the dates that I have currently right now in the
But
student.
they won't
Like
have-
when we have the calendar meeting, those dates will be
Yes,
on
that
it.
will
So
be in the student.
that, if we could all have one of those before our first board meeting, then we could look ahead and see what date or
Okay.
what day of the week seems to have the least amount of conflicts on it and choose that
I
first.
I'll email it to everybody.
Or we could pull up the website while we're here.
Give us a
I'm
look.
old school. I want
To look
it
at it.
in my hand.
Yeah.
I don't want to be flipping back and forth on screens trying to figure things out.
And are the Bronco relays on the schedule? No? Or Bronco Classic softball?
Or the Al Olson Classic.
The Bronco Classic.
I don't know. I'd have to ask.
You don't know?
Yes, it's on there now.
It's on there? That wasn't on there either.
Yeah, Carlisle is
Okay.
All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Teresa,
Second.
Sharon, thank you. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Okay, we're done.